What is going on, people? Today is Tuesday, 29th of October, I believe. I'm not even sure. Thought I'd pull the camera out today. I did say if you're up to date with the videos that I'm going to get a Swench vlog out. Well, one, I said I'm going to stay on top of the Swench vlogs, and number two, I said I'm going to get a Swench vlog out, do a full day of eating, and break down my reverse diet coming out of obviously the competition season. So woke up this morning, haven't got too busy of a day. I'm gonna have to film most of it myself, but I thought let me stick to my word and keep these videos coming. I've done it a few times, but this is the first time I've really stuck to the structure and really put everything into it as if I was prepping sort of thing. So I thought I'd give you guys a good insight into how I do it and how things are working out for me. I'm in the lovely suburbs of Erdington, Birmingham, getting my morning cardio in, and obviously taking young Lenny out for a walk. Typically Katie takes him out in the mornings, but I've been switching up my cardio. Like I said, now the pressure of prep's not on, I don't have to hammer the Stairmaster as I have been. Like, you guys know me, especially if you follow me on social media, like I live on the Stairmaster. And don't get me wrong, out of 6 days of the week I'm still on there 4 or 5 times a week, but I'll break that down to you later once I get back in, because I'm holding this camera and my hands are freezing. But I've got a little route that I do in this park here. It takes me about 45 minutes. Obviously I don't walk this slow, I'm just trying to film. I haven't got my stabilizer, so I don't want it to be all shaky. So I'm going to put the camera away. Lenny does his own thing anyway, he's over there. Like I said, I've got this route in the park. It takes me about 45 minutes with a good pace, 3 rounds. Keeps it a bit interesting as well. Only thing is, I've just chose the worst time to obviously start doing it, because it's like fucking 2 degrees. So I've got like 3 jackets on. Yeah, if you can see that, 16 stone, 1 pound. Good morning. One thing I would say is don't get into the habit of weighing this out every single day. I'm doing it at the moment, literally, like I said, because of the post-show rebound, stuff like water retention, and just trying to figure out when my body's leveled out. I have been tracking my weight daily. So 16 stone 1 this morning. My like depleted baseline weight before the show, which was 9 days ago now, was 15.1. So I'm pretty much a stone up in weight now. Fucking hell. Yeah, so I'm literally a stone up in weight 9 days post-show, which is not anything crazy, what, 13, 14 pounds, but like I said, that was from a fully depleted state. So realistically, I'm saying I'm about 10 pounds up. A lot of that is obviously going to be just not water retention, but just general water, glycogen stores, just filling my body out, back out to, you know, its normal levels throughout the day. So right now, cardio's done, Lenny's sorted, I can go get meal 1 in. So meal 1, let me show you what I'm having. What we have here is 60 gram of oats, 2 scoops of iso whey, which you know I use diamatized iso whey, gourmet chocolate flavor, and all that's on there. I make that with water, and that's a bit of cinnamon on top. Then we've got 8 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, and 3 rashers of turkey bacon, and a very hungry dog. Yes, I know you're not having any of it, bro. I know. This is my first meal of the day. So the macros on this, I'm gonna try and do a proper day of eating. So I'm gonna put the macros of every meal on the screen. So obviously MyFitnessPal. If you haven't already got MyFitnessPal, even if you don't track macros 100%, use it, because it really helps you have an idea of what you're getting in food-wise. But in this we have 45 gram of carbs, 15 gram of fats, and there's a shitload of protein. It's 125 gram of protein. Before anyone jumps in, you can't absorb this amount of protein, blah, blah, blah. Me personally, I don't really care. I work off my daily intake as far as macros wise. Number two, I'm a big eater in the morning. I know a lot of people, I find from speaking to people anyway, a lot of people aren't hungry in the morning. Whereas I'm the complete opposite. I get up and I'm starving. So especially now I'm off prep, I love having a big breakfast first thing in the morning. So the nice big breakfast. This is literally the majority, well, just under half of my carbs for the day. And obviously it's quite high in protein. But what you'll see is as we go through the day, my next two meals are zero carb and a lot smaller than this. So you gotta work your meals around you. Like I said, I'm a big eater. I get up in the morning, I'm starving. I'm gonna leave out to the gym in about 40 minutes, and then I'm out for a lot of the morning with clients and whatnot. So one, I always get time to get my meals in, but you know, if I've got clients back to back, at least I know I've got enough in me so far to last me a good few hours until my next meal. It's just a good big meal to start the day. And especially considering I've been dieting and prepping so long, like I said, the eater in me, the hungry guy that wakes up in the morning, this is what I love to do. So my typical morning routine's done. Cardio, like I said, it's at 40 minutes at the moment. And the way I've come to that number is basically said, like we said, reverse diet. I've been in a deficit for so long. I've been doing X amount of cardio for so long. So prior to the show on Sunday, I was doing 2.5 hours cardio a day. So that'll be one 60-minute session in the morning, one 60-minute session on the evening, and half an hour post-workout. So I've cut that right back now. So I'm doing 40 minutes fasted in the morning, 40 minutes post-workout, which is still a lot of cardio, but compared to what I was doing, it's also a big drop, and it's a big drop in energy output as well. So as far as me trying to make this reverse gradual, I think that's a good amount. And anyone that's dieted and then put their food up a little bit, pulled back on output, the energy you actually have is just through the roof. So that 40 minutes that I normally do on the Stairmaster absolutely flies by. Food wise, like I said, macros for the entire day, I'll wrap up meal by meal so you can see. But bear in mind, same again, prior to the show, I was on zero carbs. I've been, other than the carb for the shows, I've been on zero carbs for the last 4 weeks. So that's something I'm not really going crazy with. I've capped my carbs at 100 gram a day, and that will be in my first meal and my pre-workout meal, and that's it only. From Strong Sports Nutrition, Glycomax, which is a glucose disposal aid, which, long story short, just helps your body become more efficient at shuttling carbs and pushing the glycogen into your muscle rather than it being stored and getting turned into a fat source. So I've took 2 of these before this meal. It's only 40 gram of carbs, not a lot, but like I said, my sensitivity to carbs, one is high anyway, and coming out of this prep is going to be even more so. And I'm trying to use this rebound window to put as much size on as I can without putting too much body fat on, which we're doing well with so far. So my food's getting cold. This is meal 1. I'm gonna get this in, catch up on some YouTube. Shout out to everyone who commented on the last video. I said that the YouTube videos were slacking. No, the YouTube videos were lacking. So shout out to another local guy, Mr. Osborne. I've been catching up on his videos, so it's good to watch another local lad doing the same thing as me.
Keep rolling with it, man. Keep rolling with it, and we'll grow. I have no doubt about it. We'll fucking grow.
Back home soon. Let's get out of here. So the time is, what time is it? It's just on 11 o'clock. Just had 2 clients in this morning. Got a couple hours free, so like I said earlier, I had that big meal for my first meal, which has tidied me over to now. I'm actually starving. Like, the thing is with, once again, the hard thing about reverse dieting, or at least not even just reverse dieting, just controlling your diet post-show, is obviously once you start putting some food in and carbs in and foods that you haven't been eating since obviously while you've been on prep, my metabolism just firing. So even though I've ate that all this morning, I'm not starving, but I'm ready for my next meal sort of thing. So I'm gonna pop to the shop, head home, and get in meal number 2. Here we have it, meal number 2. So we've got 200 gram of chicken breast, some broccoli. Weight-wise, I've got no idea. Personally, I don't track my veg. I just have a good portion with at least 3 out of 5 of my meals for the day. So broccoli is normally my go-to choice. So we got 200 grams of chicken breast, broccoli. I've got my vitamin C, which I'll get down. And on there, I'll just whack some salt, pepper, and then a few of those chili flakes. Yeah, so that's meal number 2. Macros I'll put on the screen. So this is a 0 carb meal. But what I actually do have as well is these bad boys. 45 grams of cashews. Obviously it's gonna up my carbs. There's about 10 grams of fats in there together. But I did mention in one of my other videos, like throughout my prep, I started to not experiment with fats, just add fats in throughout the day. And like I said, as my carbs got lower, used fats as an energy source a little bit more, and I noticed changes in my physique and whatnot. And I've just carried that on into this little transition period now. One, because it stops me from snacking and eating shit, because I like cashews. I like the taste of them. They're a really good source of fat, really good source of healthy fats. And like I said, my body responds well to it. And like with me, the key at this point now is to stop myself eating shit, especially when I know I can eat what I want. So stuff like that helps me. So that is my meal number 2. 0 carb meal. Before I add the cashews, I just eat these separately. At the moment, like I said, this week I've bumped my carbs up to 100 grams of carbs a day. And that's just split mainly between my 2 meals. My first meal I showed you this morning from the oats, and my meal 3, which will be after this, which is my pre-workout meal. Obviously majority of my carbs I want around my workout anyway, but me, like I mentioned this morning, I prefer having carbs as my first meal. I like having a big breakfast, so that's what I'm doing. As we come off stage on Sunday, I had what I wanted to eat on the Sunday night. Bear in mind, I don't do a full 3-day carb up anymore. I didn't for that show. So even with the stuff I ate on Sunday, I woke up a couple pounds heavier on the Monday. Did start to hold a bit of water, like I was mentioning earlier, so I went straight to 0 carb for a few days, and then went to 50 grams of carbs pre-workout. So majority last week was back to my routine. I just scaled the cardio back, like I said, 40 minutes, added 50 grams of carbs in, and that was me. And like I said, I've been 0 carb for the last like 7 weeks. Like since the first show, it's been like 3 shows within the 7 weeks. So, and I've been 0 carb for most of that. So even that 50 grams of carbs and then going up to 100 grams of carbs this week, for someone who's 16 stone and lean, is not a lot really, but because of how sensitive my body is at this point and how long I have been in a deficit and depleted for, that 100 grams of carbs is filling me out. It's going to make me grow. It's giving me a lot more energy than I have been having. So there's no need for me to force the food down. My body's going to grow regardless. So I'm really trying to take my time with it. Some people like to consistently increase their food week by week on a reverse diet, or consistently increase their carbs, which is fine, still going to work. Me personally, I don't want to do that for 2 reasons. I'm going on holiday in 2 weeks, so I do want to keep it as tight as possible anyway. So I'm not going to just put food up for the sake of it. Your body post-show is in such a sensitive state that you're going to grow even off that minimal amount of carbs. So with me pulling back on cardio and the output, I think I'm down from 2.5 hours cardio to 80 minutes cardio. So there's a lot less energy output there. Along with that little increase in carbs, I don't need to push it anymore at this point. My strength's coming back slowly, my energy training, my energy just generally day to day is just sky high, because I've been so low for the last however many weeks. So I'm not forcing the food, I'm just letting my body recover, and just letting it happen naturally. So say by the end of the week, if my weight's still the same, condition's still the same, not holding any water, and which I feel like I'm at the moment, I feel like I'm leveled off, I feel like that's where I will be, then next week I'll bump that food up a little bit, or I might pull the cardio back. I'll gauge which one I think is going to be more beneficial. The key for me anyway so far, I know it's only been like 8-9 days, a week and a half, but the key for me has been just staying in my routine and the structure that I had of prep. Because most people, obviously, you come off stage on a Sunday, eat what you want, have a couple of days off, but you'd be surprised how quickly that can spiral out of control, and next thing you know, it's the Friday, Saturday, you get shit all week and you're 30 pounds heavier. It sounds dramatic, but like, it's that easy to put it on. Like, I've been on my cardio, I've been 0 carb, only 50 carb, and I'm still like 11, 12 pounds up. So imagine if I didn't do any of that and I was just eating shit. you'd be surprised how fast it can get out of control. So my tip anyway is to just try and stick to your routine, stay in your routine. Bear in mind you've got flexibility now with the food choices you've got. You've got flexibility with just your day-to-day schedule. Your energy is a lot higher. There's no pressure of competing. There's no pressure of the show in itself. So the actual staying on top of food and your diet and that isn't as hard as you think it is. The only thing that you gotta struggle with is knowing that you can eat what you want. That's what I struggle with. So for me, I still don't buy stuff and put stuff in the house because that's where I struggle, because I know I can go eat it. So I only buy what I'm planning to eat. So I think that makes sense. I'm gonna eat this now, and then I've got a couple of emails to do, some check-ins to do, and then we can get back to the gym. Go on. Almond butter. 1 scoop. My pre-workout meal doesn't look the nicest. You have to play around with ground rice or cream of rice with the consistency. Obviously it's different for everyone. I have mine like this, so it's thick and oaty. 20 grams almond butter, 5 gram coconut oil, which are my healthy fats, cinnamon for flavor, and then I've just bought this Monster can earlier. Obviously the little things I can add back into my daily routine now, which I haven't been able to have for ages. That's the meal macros on the screen. 1 hour, well, 45 minutes before I'm about to train. Today's pool day, so I'm gonna get that in and then head to the gym. So full day, like I said, it's full day of eating videos, so I'm not gonna do too much training, but what I am gonna do is get this session going. It's a pool day, Midday, Mo Mouch, Troy. My intro workout is literally just vitamin C. Like I said, the 3 meals up until now, that's my total carb intake for the day. I've got 2 meals left for the day. We're gonna hit this session now, about an hour and a half, no more than that, and then I've got my post-workout cardio. So second session of the week, pool day, let's get it. Hazard.
Yo, look, when bullets fly, it's live or die, and if you don't make it, that's just life. On the wing, I took my blade, cause I got beef and I don't hard. Caught that rat, I gave him 5, now he's bleeding out his sides. Why you slipping when it's cracking? That day God was on your side. Man, get round here on a bike, I'm on the back with Day by K. Look, this life I'm living's crazy, any day could be my day. Can't make mistakes, if they ever try and pull us over, don't hit the brakes. Look, driver, take the chase. What do you mean that your life's a mess? For yourself you've lost respect, you gotta get up and go get it, cause if you don't you're better off dead. Ay, I remember I never had nothing, I remember that when I get out of bed. Ay, let me take a sec, I'm in the field, I'm not on the bench. All this work I need a rest, but these bills don't pay themselves, so let's do it and live. I need these banknotes piling up, motorway I'm driving up, gotta get rid of these bits. I'm a piece of shit, but I'll do anything for my kid. Put one hand on little Thames and your mom's gonna need a new wig, bitch. Let's do it with skill, still gonna dodge your bill. All this gold is weighty, take my chain, you must be ill. Blood spill, brand new bike from Bear, and this is slowly with 2 bills. The rats get popped like pills. The rats get popped like pills. I am not rich, so I cannot stop. They want me dead up, but they just flop. Big fat cornflake out that mop. Won't be my face on that top. Won't be me lying in that box. Can you smell that smell from the kitchen? Little man's mum still blazing rocks. It's been like 5 whole years since the day his dad's been gone. Now we don't believe in God. Fuck the ops and fuck the plot. Plug when they kick off the bando door. That neat nap better not run his gob. Flush the grub right down the bog. Bedroom window hopping out through the alley. Ooh, I'm Oscar skirt. If the love was lost, there's no going back. I can't call you my friend. I gotta get that knife on me back. So many kids are dying every single day, you know, the world's been mad. So rest in peace to little Patch. Back. Look, how could you leave your mate when he's been there for you like all your life? Look, I can never leave my bros, fuck that shit, I'll be outside. Fuck being broke, I'll take your dough like a parking fan. That rap man said that he got me, somebody lied. Can you remember when you needed me? I was there like every time. I put my life on the line, but no more stakes and get my time. From a young boy, I had no hope, that's why I had this life of slime. Young boy in the alleyway, posted with the 9. Posted with
Alright, so pool session done. Like I said, quick little edit. Obviously today's video, I was just running through my whole day of eating, so not going too much into detail in the workout, but you get the basics of it. Pull day, back and biceps. Did about 4-5 back exercises and then 2-3 bicep exercises. So post-workout, like I said, my carbs are done for the day. I'd normally do my post-workout cardio, like I mentioned this morning, straight after training. Then I'd have my shake and meal 4 at the same time. But obviously, depending on clients and how my day's set up, I've got a client literally in 10 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is get my post-workout shaking now, which will literally be 2 scoops of this ISO whey. Even off season, I use ISO whey. Don't bother with any weight gainers or anything. For me, it's just the best tasting, best quality whey protein that I've used. So stick to that, 2 scoops, 50 gram of protein, no carbs, and then I'll train my client, do my 40 minutes cardio, and then get my meal number 4 in, which is 0 carbs anyway. So it doesn't really matter in terms of when I'm doing it and when I'm doing the cardio. So post-workout, do try a shake as well, 50 gram protein, no carbs. That's not classed as a meal, just post-workout. And then like I mentioned before, when I do eventually start increasing my carb intake, that will be post-workout, so that will be added with this shake. So probably end up being a bagel or some cereal of some sort, but like I said, that will be as and when I need to increase my calories and carbs. But as of now, all my carbs are in pre-workout, or all my carbs are done in the 3 meals before my workout, and then I'll be 0 carb for the rest of the day. Done post-workout shake, cardio, and then I'll see you at meal 4. Perhaps you're not tracking no food, are you? Just whatever.
Pancake, cocoa pop, shake. Dilly.
This way, right. So, like I mentioned this morning, I'm hungry as soon as I get up, first thing in the morning. So it makes sense for me to get that big carb meal, or get my carb meal in first thing, which will fill me up for the day, and that sort of curbs any cravings and stops me going off track and wanting to eat shit, because obviously I've got that meal and then I've got another carb meal for the 3rd meal as well. Instead of waiting until, obviously we train about 3 o'clock, so if I'm waiting until like 2 o'clock to get a carb meal in, it's leaving a lot of time for me to potentially get hungry and end up going off track and eating shit. So for now, like I said, I'm getting enough food in overall throughout the day. My protein's high, my fats are quite high. As you can see, I'm still kept my condition and I'm filling out, so I don't need to force any carbs in post-workout at the moment. But when I do decide to up them, that will be the first protocol. I'll put them in post-workout. So like I mentioned earlier, probably a cereal, a bagel, something of that sort. I've literally just finished my 40 minutes cardio on the Stairmaster. Yeah, so that's my 2 cardio sessions done for the day. Like I said, with the cardio now that I've got food in my system, 40 minutes still seems like a lot to someone who doesn't do much cardio, but like I said, because I was doing so much before, that 40 minutes is fucking easy now, literally flies by. Kay's just turned up, she's over there, I'm gonna put her through a session, but whilst I'm doing that, I'm gonna get meal 4 in, which is nothing exciting, exactly the same as meal 2. So you got another 200 gram of chicken and broccoli, put a bit of salt on there, and we're good to go. So what I tend to do with those 2 meals, I'll do either fish, which I was doing through my prep, once again, just because it's easy, low in calories, and I like the taste of it, to be honest. Same again, I'm just stuck in that routine, but whilst I'm enjoying it, I'm gonna roll with it. So I'll do either fish, which would be bassa normally, or I switched it up today and had chicken. So meal number 4, nice and simple, 0 carb meal, and then I've got my last final meal once we get home tonight, which will round off my 5 meals for the day. I am gonna have cheat meals, but I'm literally incorporating 2 cheat meals a week. So what are you doing, man?
I can't help it, I'm trying to concentrate on you.
You can see me. I'm gonna be incorporating 2 cheat meals a week, just to, one, obviously we're not prepping, so I can afford to get the cheat meals in. Like I said, my food is really low compared to my food is low considering, like I said, my weight, my muscle mass and whatnot, but I'm obviously just controlling the rebound. But to keep a good balance, and obviously, like I mentioned earlier as well, I do love all my food, so I'm incorporating 2 cheat meals a week, but I'm gonna put them in places where my body's gonna make the most use of them and minimize fat gain. So they're both gonna be on a leg day. I'm on a push-pull leg split, so Monday push, Tuesday pull, Wednesday legs, So either my post-work, I'm gonna try and do it as my post-workout meal, but then it depends if Katie's gonna be, if Katie wants something of a night, then I can have it as my evening meal.
And Sundays obviously is cheat day with us too.
Yeah, Sundays are cheat afternoon anyway, but that falls on my second leg day of the week anyway. Like I said, they'll both be post-workout and they'll both be on leg days, so really it's not going to have a major effect. If anything, it's going to help. And considering like I've been dieting for that long now, my appetite's big, but my stomach actually isn't as big as it was. So
I don't reckon you could eat a whole Domino's pizza to yourself, not like we used to.
What I used to anyway. And it makes me look forward to it rather than just eating shit. And then like last year when we was doing the off season, if you watched, you may have heard me mention it a few times, I completely lost all enjoyment for food. Whereas now I can look forward to that cheat meal. I can have a big legs day and not feel guilty about having it.
I think it makes you feel more disciplined in the week as well. So if you've got like structure Monday, Tuesday, you know you're having a cheat
like
Wednesday,
today,
you want to be structured.
If I feel I fancy something today, but it's like, nah, I've got legs tomorrow. Tomorrow's my set cheat meal, and I can have it without having any guilt. And like I said earlier, the routine and the structure is really helping me at the moment, just be more focused with everything. So that I've incorporated that into the plan. So same again, you don't have to have cheat meals, you don't have to have set cheat meals, you can eat according to how you feel. But I find that the way I've structured it now, it breaks up the week for me, and it just gives me something to look forward to. And where the cheat meals are placed isn't going to affect me too much. And like I said, if anything, it's going to help because I'm still on low calories considering, and it's going to be post legs day, which is the biggest session of the week. So just had to stop off at the shop, grab a few things. I'm gonna head home, and we're done for the night. A little bit of work on the laptop, early night, and I'll show you my last meal, and we'll wrap the video up. This is my last meal of the day. So I've absolutely butchered this salmon and the asparagus, but as you can see, I like it really well done, so I leave literally that. A lot of people might find it really dry as fuck, but I leave my salmon in the oven for ages. I like it nice and crispy. Same with the asparagus. All I've put on there is a bit of salt, some chilies, what are they, chili flakes, crushed chilies, and some pepper. And then I've got that fillet of salmon, which is the same, just a bit of salt and pepper on there. Nice and basic, zero carb, like I said. It depends, if I'm eating by myself, I'll typically go salmon or steak, like a higher fats meal. But like I've been mentioning all day, now we've got the flexibility of not being on prep, so to speak. The only requirement I've got for my last meal is that it's zero carb. So if Kate will make a dinner. So like we did a shop yesterday, and we'll get some steak, some salmon, some beef mince, some chicken. And Katie normally has a zero carb meal anyway for her last meal. So she'll either just make a dinner, and as long as it's zero carb, I'm happy with that. If not, I'll stick to salmon or steak, and it's just nice and simple for me. So last meal of the day, I'll put the macros on the screen, and like I said, that's my 5 meals, full day of eating on my week 2 of this reverse diet. So yeah, I'm gonna get this down, and then we'll wrap this video up, and we'll wrap up the macros for the day. There we have it, that's all my meals in. It's 9:20, and I'm done for the day. So let's just wrap that up. So macros wise, I'm gonna put it up on the screen as well, like I have been doing with all the rest of the meals. I know every video when I say I'm gonna put something on the screen, I never do. But obviously for the purpose of this video, I need to. So carbs, 100 grams, gone over slightly, 102 grams. Like I said, 2 grams, who gives a shit? Fat, 75 grams, which is about right. Normally, anywhere in between 70 to 80 grams of fat. And then my protein was 296 grams, so about 300 grams of protein. Today I would say, obviously with the addition of that turkey bacon this morning, that was just something I grabbed from the shop. When we was doing the shop yesterday, I saw that and I fancied it. And like I said, going back to the flexibility, the main thing I'm tracking, obviously I'm trying to keep under control, is my carbs, because my fats and my protein roughly stay around the same. But I just fancied that turkey bacon in with my breakfast this morning, so I grabbed that from the shop. So I wouldn't usually have that, so what I probably will do is, if I keep that in I'll compensate that with some of the eggs, so drop that out. So typically I'll be hitting about 270 to 280 protein, 300 plus. At this point for me, I think it's a bit excessive. I don't really need that much. But like with that being said, today's been a good day of food, a good day of eating. I've had a good amount of food. I'm not hungry, I've had no cravings. I've been a bit shit behind on my water, so I'm gonna try to get that down before I get to bed. But overall, good, energy's good, hunger's good, appetite's good. The cravings are there slightly, like I said, that's just natural, but that's more of a mental thing. Like I know I can eat what I want if I wanted to, so it's not a case of that I'm actually craving for it, it's just the mental side of things. But that's my current setup, so I'm gonna stick to those macros. Calories wise, that's what, just over 2,300 calories. So it's nothing excessive before, it's actually under your daily. They say adult male should be like 2,500 calories, so it's under that. And like I keep going back to, for my size and my mass, really it's not a lot of food at all, especially aiming to put size on. But I don't know, like, let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm definitely feeling full, like glycogen wise, muscle wise. My condition is still in a really good place. I don't feel like I'm putting any body fat on. My weight has stabilized, so I'm at 16 stone, bang on. And have been for the last 3-4 mornings now. So I'm pretty sure that my body and my body weight is leveled off at that. That is my current setup, and I'm gonna keep that literally until I get to the point. Like I said, if I get to the end of this week and my weight's still the same, my condition's still the same, all the little variables are still the same, then I'll potentially put some more food in or pull back on some cardio. Like I said, I'll gauge which one works better, which one I feel will be more beneficial, sorry. And then I'll just reassess at the end of every week. So like I've said it loads of times, you can't just go, you can't effectively just go straight from contest prep to off season. There's got to be a transitional period if you want to do it effectively, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't know if this has been helpful. Hopefully it has. I always get people asking to do full day of eating videos, so let me know below if you enjoyed the video. I probably missed out loads of things that could have been helpful, but obviously, like I said, this is like the second ever full day of eating video I've done, so hopefully there's bits and pieces in there you may have picked up on. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap that up and sign off here. Full day of eating, post-show rebound, sitting at 16 stone, nice and comfortable. Let's see how long I can last before I lose my head and turn into fat shit again. But nah, that's not gonna happen. I'm on it. Like I said, it's given me, this year competing has given me that motivation to really stay on top of things as much as possible and make the most out of everything. So we'll see. I'm gonna stay on top of the content. Make sure you go check the Swench official channel as well, because we've been filming, so the content's gonna keep coming on there and on this channel. So we're gonna stay on top of it, like I said, after the last prep files video. But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Please support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.